Secrets, if you really look at yourself, you would be speechless. What happened to being doctors and teachers? What happened to being your brother's keeper? Nowadays, kids
Now we pull up to the gate. Now we falling. I'm confused. Been out here looking for booze. It's an empty better way. It's a whole sweet something going on. And tonight we are hungry. 100. Now just a little thing on the back. Thank you. That's just what it do.
Yo, what is poppin', YouTube fam? It's the top of the week, so you already know what time it is. It's your boy, Mr.BandClap, at it again with another on point Orisha Tarot forecast spread for the week of September the 14th through September the 20th of 2020. As you know, this row right here represents the overall energies that you're going to feel this week. And for the YouTube version, I'm only going to pull the top card from each of these rows, which represents a certain day of the week. Now, like I always say, you may not feel these energies on the exact day, but during the week, you may witness a lot of these energies that I'll be covering. So if you want to see me pull the full spread with all of the cards and everything turned over and fully explained out, which I definitely urge you all to do, join my Patreon at www.patreon.com/bandclaptv to see this full reading. All right, so let's get started. All right, so let's see what this card is, and this is going to be the overall energy of this week. All right, the water element upright. So this week is going to be a lot of emotional balance, a lot of spiritual balance, and this is definitely for my Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces people. If you have that sun sign or you have that moon sign, a lot of change, a lot of transformation is definitely going to be going on this week. I've definitely been tapping into that Ayazan Oya type of energy. And I got a podcast coming up real soon talking about Ayazan and the connection between her and Oya and the significance of the palm tree, and it's just so much stuff that Ayazan has been giving me that I gotta cover it. Definitely gotta cover it. I'm just compiling everything together, so when I make a video about it, it's gonna be very dope. So this water element is very, very important. And just a little bit more information about this card. It talks about Thales, called water the humid or humidity. He believed that the universe and everything in it came from an initial or primary substance, water. He said this because he thought that all living things need this element to live. Water is feminine and a passive element. So definitely keep that in your back pocket. A lot of connecting with that divine feminine energy. And I'm definitely going to touch on the muse and stuff like that. Because remember when I talked about still water is dead water. And when you talk about the muse likes to express itself in many ways as it can, because the muse learns itself every time it expresses itself and learns itself in different ways. And when you try to limit the muse, it dies. So a lot of spirit, that's why a lot of spiritual things have to do with faith, believing in things that are not seen, belief. All of these things are feminine traits. And when I say feminine, I don't mean a female or a woman. I mean it as a form of polarity, if you will. So that's something that a lot of us are going to be digging into in our own special ways. And these cards right here, especially this one, is definitely gonna explain all the things that you're gonna be dealing with when it comes to this water element. So definitely check out my Patreon so you can see what the full essence of this is gonna be like for this week. All right, so let's see what Monday has for us. Okay, so we got the Four of Fire. Let me see, can I fix the lamp so you can see that? Okay. Oh. Okay, this should be a lot better. So as you can see, this is the actually this is the Six of Fire reversed. So this is for my Sagittarius. Mars is doing something right now. I don't know if it's in retrograde or what. So this has a lot to do with that. That's a lot of the energies that a lot of us are dealing with in our own special way. That's why when I talk about astrology and different things that deal with astrology, don't take people's word for it face value. Get your own natal chart and look at how these transits, look at how these things affect your particular natal chart, your particular astrological makeup, because everybody's astrological makeup is different. So you can't just look at it face value and think that it's something bad just because that's what the general synopsis of it says, because for your particular natal chart it might be something good, but you never know. So when we look at this this Six of Fire reversed, it's talking about two different things. This is talking about for us who have been on our path, doing what we're supposed to do. This Mars being in I don't know if it's retrograde or direct, but whatever this Mars is doing, for some people it can kind of give you this feeling as that kingly Obatala type of energy, which is good if you're still working, if you're still using that energy in a positive way to show somebody else the way or something like that. But if you're using this energy in a strictly ego type of situation, this card warns about: do not let arrogance dim your achievements. It may turn away those who wish to honor you and show you their admiration. And for other people, this Mars energy or whatever, it might put you in a stagnant type of state where you don't want to do nothing because you're scared that it's gonna go wrong, or you're fighting in your head a lot when it comes to, should I do this, should I do that, how should I deliver this, or whatever. So you don't want to stay in that situation long. You don't want to stay in that headspace long, because like I said, the muse has to express itself. And when it can express itself, it starts to die. And that's the worst thing that you need to be going through right now. So this card also talks about, do not rest on your laurels or fall into monotony, idleness, laziness, justifying yourself by your past achievements. The shadow work is never done. You know, this rabbit hole, you'll never be able to fully know every single solitary thing about this rabbit hole while you're on this earth. You know, this brain can't even hardly compute, you know, these type of phenomena. So you're always gonna be on a journey learning something new. You know, when you feel like you've learned something, there's so much that you haven't learned. And even when it comes to me, I've been learning so much more things about Oya. I'm probably gonna come out with a whole nother slew of podcasts since I've been connecting with the energy of Ayazan, because Ayazan is just a more primordial version of the Yansa, which is the Oya energy. So Ayazan, you know, kind of represents that enlightened Unyansa, you know, and it makes a lot of sense when you look at how she's a Legba's wife. And it also shows that if you want to bring a Legba or Eshu type of being into the world, you have to use Ayazan as a portal, which means that you have to find a woman that represents that energy. And when I look at my mom, like, she fits that Ayazan to the T. I mean, to the T. So I definitely know in my life how important it is. So the work is never done. You know, resting is cool, you know, chilling is cool, but when it's time for you to get up and work, it's time to get up. It's time to get at it, you know. And Ayazan is all about business, getting your business straight, getting your business together. You know, she's over the marketplace when it comes to the Lua, you know. So definitely keep that in mind when it comes to Monday. A lot of us might be feeling a little lethargic, you know. We got to work through it, you know. If spiritually you're supposed to chill, you know, you're supposed to be still, then follow your spirit, you know, follow what you're supposed to do. But for the rest of us, our work is never done. As you can see with me coming at y'all with this video. All right, so let's see what Tuesday has for us. All right, so again, the Ace of Earth reversed, you know. Again, this is another representation of this energy. So with this energy, is talking about, don't be lazy or don't get too ego driven because of the past good that you've done, because it's going to be hard for people to want to gravitate towards you if they feel like you're so ego driven. And for some people that heard that message, you know, they might have felt a certain type of way about that. And this Ace of Earth is literally talking about the negative sides of the bull, which is that Oshun energy. So what are all the things that a Oshun who doesn't know herself, what are all the things that she's going to try to do? Because see, this kind of represents a Oya being lost with this Sagittarius, but this is Taurus. So this is talking about on the other end with Oya's sister Oshun. You know, you don't want to come off as a woke attention whore. You know, you don't want to come off as a stubborn type of person that thinks that they're just so irresistible that they can't be wrong. You know, that they can't learn. You know, stuff like that. You know, you just this week, as you can see already, you know, with this, when you want your spiritual and your emotional, when you want all of this stuff to rise, a lot of your ego has to be checked and put under control. As you can see, these first 2 days are literally about checking your ego at the door. You know, check yourself so you won't wreck yourself. You know, that's what these whole couple days is already. I'm already seeing that it's talking about. You know, because as you can see, you know, Oshun, when she's in that attention whore, I'm so irresistible, all of this type of stuff, it leads to confusion and blindness. And when you're confused and when you're blindsided, it's easy for the baby Eshu to just waddle his way in and take everything you got. You know? And like I said, you know, it's all out of love. It's the LOVE. It's going to be all out of love, but you got to learn this lesson. Whether it's with all of your second house things, all your valuables and your self-esteem, or if something has to happen in your life that has to bring you down a peg, has to kill that self-esteem, all those things that you thought that you were, just so you can go back within and do that shadow work that you need to do so you can get rebalanced and transformed, hopefully, you know. So let's see what Wednesday has for us. All right. This is the 3 of air reversed. And this card right here, reversed, is actually good, because when it's upright, this is talking about you're making yourself an easy prey for danger. But when it's reversed, it's talking about that time for desperation is over. You know, we're leaving a certain type of period to where desperate time calls for desperate measures. And I'm strictly talking to the soul family, because if you're dealing with the things of this world and you're wrapped up in that, you might not see it this way. So this is directly, this is directly aimed at my soul family. Remember, in astrology, the 3rd house, and it's the 3 of air. So we know that the 3rd house represents mindset. It represents your mindset. It represents communication. You know, it represents that Gemini energy, because the Gemini is over the 3rd house. You know, so a lot of this is talking about that mental imprisonment, the time of utter desperation, where mentally you have to go on a survival imprisonment type of situation. So what this is telling you is it's time for you to let your mind roam free. You know, in order for you to fully be able to stay balanced in this 2nd house energy, as well as in this fiery 6, that fiery type of energy, you know, you gotta let your mind roam free. You gotta let the muse express itself thought-wise in any way that it wants to, and you will be surprised at the results of that. You know, this card talks about the time of utter desperation is gone. Maybe danger too, but the wounds will not be easily overcome. Tears will come again because of painful memories. Healing will be slow and difficult because your heart will have been torn out of your body. So again, you know, this is mental imprisonment. You know, this is about rebalancing, you know, rebalancing ourselves, transforming, rebalancing. So we got to get to that point where we start to let our mind roam free. You know, we gotta, you know, go through that stage where we're dealing with the painful memories, you know, of, you know, us wishing that we wish that we could have gotten this information a lot younger and all of that, because what we have to realize is that everything is introduced to us when it was supposed to be introduced. And that's for better or for worse, you know, because in primordial times, in ancient times, all of this information was available to us at birth. But we're kind of going through a integrated type of program, because a lot of us we're learning a lot of this information later in our lives, and a lot of us, if we just knew about this information and we were privy to it, a lot of us would have been on this stage of enlightenment. But you have to realize that everything happens for a reason, and you can't keep imprisoning yourself mentally because of all of the losses that you went through in the past. You know, all the hard work and dedication. You know, you can't stay in a desperate mindset because you're thinking that you're gonna lose all your valuables. You think that you're gonna lose your self-esteem and all of these things that gave you this big ego. That's why this coincides so much with all three of these cards, because, you know, since we're on this spiritual transformation, emotional transformation journey this week, you know, we got to start letting things flow. And it starts with your mind, because the mind is all, you know. So that's a dope message for Hump Day, Wednesday. So Thursday, when I pulled these cards, the Thursday moved. So Thursday is the day that I'm gonna pull all of these cards on this row. And actually, isn't there, y'all tell me in the chat, is there like a new moon or something special going on Thursday? Because it was just crazy how it all lined up like this. So y'all let me know in the chat, what's so special planetarily about Thursday? Thor's Day, Shango Day. All right. So we got the salamanders upright for Thursday. Let's see what else we got. What are we going to be working on? What are we going to be working on and placing our efforts? So we got the 7 of Earth with the 5 of Water. We got the 7 of Earth reversed, and we got the 5 of Water. And at the bottom, beautiful, beautiful Cancer energy, Ace of Water. Okay. I get exactly what this is trying to say. I get it exactly. So for a lot of us, with whatever this new moon is supposed to do for us, whatever it is, I don't know if it's a new moon or a planet going direct or it's something going on. But this is a beautiful message for my soul family for Thursday. We know that dolphins symbolizes spirituality. It represents good fortune and luck. When we talk about the ancient people, you know, especially the Greeks, being that this animal belonged to Apollo. So it means that this dolphin has always been looked at as something sacred, very, very sacred. And when it's upright, it talks about there comes a new stage in which your childhood experience is present, and the person who makes a balance between past and present will project a future of love. Feelings prevail without mental or psychic confusion, because hopefully before Thursday you got rid of that mental and psychic confusion. You know, hopefully you've overcame that. So when this Thursday come, you know, this is talking about transformation, times of great beauty and joy. Now, these are the things that you had to learn from. These are the things that you should have learned from, you know, in your last stage, the stage before this. these are some of the things that you should have learned. Because when we talk about this, Five of water, and when it's upright, it's talking about deep sorrow over problems you plan to solve. And this ended up with bad luck, broken marriages, bad luck with friends, negative energy, loss of values. But what got you in this muddy water? What got you in this situation? Well, the answer is right here. Because this Seven of Earth, this Seven of Earth reverse, it talks about impatience. Impatience that brings you little prosperity despite you having invested the same amount of work. And this is talking about, this is about somebody who was, either you was in religion or you was in some type of situation where you was investing a lot of your spiritual energy and a lot of your energy into the wrong thing, and it didn't yield what you thought it would give you. It didn't yield what you thought it would, and that's how you ended up in this deep water. So maybe you were investing in helping out the wrong people, and you ended up here. Or maybe you was with a partner that you was investing a lot into them, and they ended up leaving you high and dry, where you got all this negative energy around you. These type of situations are things that in this new shift that we're about to go into, these are the things that's going to keep you humble, because these things you're going to be reflecting over how these particular situations turned you into this salamander. Because this card, it talks about seeking old people's experience, for one becomes experienced and learns about the mysteries of the earth in old age. And this is talking about going within for spiritual assistance. And when you go within for this spiritual assistance, you end up turning into this salamander. And this salamander represents a man or a woman with much experience in life, who fights for ideals, who is a great thinker, strategist, or a ruler. His or her will is strong. He or she is dynamic, optimistic, as well as realistic and rational. I mean, shit, if you've been through a lot of these in your life where you was being unrealistic and you wasn't being rational, and you end up in a lot of muddy water, in a lot of hot water, hell yeah. If you did what you were supposed to do in your stages of enlightenment, and freeing your mind and getting back balanced, hell yeah, you're gonna be this salamander. Because when it comes to us black men, us businessmen, it only takes us one or two times for us to lose it all, for us to get it. It don't take you that many times to fall flat on your face, until you realize, like Michael Jackson say, you got to make a change, and it usually starts with the man in the mirror, So let's see what Friday has for us, and we getting towards the end of the week with Friday. See what Friday got for us. Hey, we got the earth upright. So this is talking about the shift that's going to happen for you emotionally and spiritually, and it coincides with this card. You see that Cancer sign right there, and you see the Cancer sign right here. So this is that great mother, divine feminine energy that's going to help you manifest something great. and you're going to end up being spiritually wise, very rational thinking, if you learn from your mistakes. And this earth is talking about, this is something that in one way or another, this whole world is going through a change. It's going to be going through a change. This whole world is going to be transforming right before our eyes. When you start walking in your wisdom, you're going to start to see your world change right before your eyes. Because since you're not allowing yourself to be in certain places, and you're not allowing yourself to frequent different things that you would be frequenting in when you were lost, you're now doing more. You're being more rational. You're looking for more enlightened things and more places where you can express your muse in a enlightening, in a protected type of way. So yeah, your world is gonna transform. It's gonna change into whatever it is. Shout out to Melanie the Spirit Doula. Whatever it is that that you have been working towards. Whatever you've been working towards, whatever person that made you, you're gonna start seeing your world change right before your eyes. In regards to the things that you learned and the things and the new person that you are, your world is gonna start to change and reflect that. Now, that's for the soul family. Now, for the rest of the world, for everybody else, I don't know what's about to go down, but some things are about to be implemented that's gonna change this world as we know it yet again. And the seeds of that is gonna be starting in this week. Sometime in this week, you're gonna see some things, and it's gonna change this world as we know it. Now, as we know, this card can also mean travel. A lot of us are going to be traveling, whether it's soul traveling, astral traveling, whether it's physically traveling. And it's funny because if y'all know about Tariq Nasheed, he has a Foundational Black American conference on Saturday. So this might be talking about me getting that money up, because I ain't even bought my ticket yet, but this card might be talking about I must have gotten my money up enough where I can make this trip, so I can travel to Atlanta, so I can go to this Foundational Black American conference. So who knows? But the fact that this is on Friday and I'm supposed to get there by tomorrow, Saturday, it's very telling. And I randomly select these cards and stuff. So I'm as shocked as you all are watching this, So it also talks about search for inner and outer beauty. And that's what I've been talking about. However you've been feeling on the inside about yourself, it's going to start to show on your outer world. It's going to start to show out on the outside. Doors and paths that are open, favorable outcomes, ventures and new activities. Decisions made will be the correct ones, but they must be fast and sincere. Births and deliveries. And I do know a few people that are pregnant. They might be having their baby this week. Who knows? The impossible is bound to happen this week. The impossible is bound to happen. So make sure that whatever manifestation stuff that you're doing, if you're spiritually balanced, that shit is going to happen. So make sure you keep that in mind. So now we are in the weekend, baby. We are on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Oh, okay. The Ace of Air. Very, very beautiful message for Saturday. This is talking about for all my soul family members who are about to get an upgrade. Make sure you use your powers for good, for peace. We can get into a little mischief as well if we want to, but this is just all about making sure you stay balanced. Making sure that if you're supposed to be a spiritual teacher, or if you're supposed to be a messenger or whatever, just make sure that when you get this spiritual upgrade, make sure that you use some of that and give it to the soul family members who need that word, who need that motivation. Don't be too high and mighty to speak life to the less fortunate. And as you know, this is the 19th, the day of the Foundational Black American Conference. So there's going to be a lot of this Ace of Air peace messages of peace and harmony and all of these things in that conference. So that's really dope. That means some very good things are going to happen at that conference. With me pulling this card on this day and me knowing what's supposed to be happening on this day in my life. Because this Ace of Air is talking about you have a duty and carry a message of peace, the result of which will be successful, reappraising your efforts and encompassing everything. Nothing should be left to chance because nothing is accidental. It is the victory of love over human mediocrity, a triumph in spirit. And this is coming off of this card. So for us soul family, this is a victory. Very victorious. Very victorious. And it's funny, this Thursday paper is still moving. Very powerful energy going to be happening on Thursday. So y'all watch out. Watch out for Thursday. But this Saturday card is very, very powerful. We're going to be tapping into some powerful things. Make sure that you don't listen to the music media manipulation this week, because I'm already sensing that they're going to try to do some things to thwart this peaceful energy. They're going to try to do something to thwart this peaceful energy the same way they did on when it came to Michael Jackson's birthday. And I might do something about Chadwick Boseman. I might. Because Michael Jackson and Chadwick Boseman both represented the SU energy. And I didn't realize that until I looked at So Madame's breakdown about it. And Chadwick Boseman, he actually starred in a movie called The Crossroads. And I thought that to be very, very interesting. And then he played the Black Panther, and remember Michael Jackson in Black or White, he turned into a Black Panther as well. And he was doing a lot of justice type of stuff. And, Michael Jackson's rendition of the Black Panther, it wasn't accepted as much as Chadwick Boseman being the Black Panther. But they both mirrored each other in a lot of different ways. And the death of Chadwick Boseman, the day before Michael Jackson's birthday, it was very symbolic, because they don't want you to tap into the SU energy that Michael Jackson was trying to bring into the world. The Black Panther, when we talk about Chadwick Boseman, we know that whole Black Panther, we know where that comes from, but we know that it's a medium that's controlled by the soulless beings, being Marvel, controlled by the soulless beings. But as we know, Michael Jackson, as much as they tried to control him and stuff like that, he would always be able to, within his being controlled, give us a positive, peaceful message, you know. So definitely hold on to that. Don't forget about that. Heed that. All right. So lastly, we got Sunday, and as you see, that is Baba Luaye, and he is reversed. So don't be surprised if something new regarding the pandemic happens at the end of this week, or sometime this week, or some other kind of sickness or famine, or something that is meant to spiritually derail us. That's why I said this week is going to be imperative to protect your spiritual energy from these soulless beings. You know, the right hand don't gotta know what the left hand is doing. Make sure that you're spiritually protected, because a lot of us, with us clearing this emotional and spiritual energy out, is gonna leave a lot of us vulnerable. You know, a lot of us vulnerable. So you gotta make sure that you stay spiritually protected. Stay spiritually protected. Make sure that you stay in that enlightening type of state. And you know what? You will be glad that you did. So I hope everybody enjoyed that YouTube version of the On Point Orisha Tarot spread. Like I said, if you want to get the full spread, join my Patreon at www.patreon.com/BandClapTV. And until next time, peace.